There is a quiet resilience in the art of building genuine, unbreakable relationships. It is not the work of moments, but of lifetimes, of tempering ourselves against the tides of impulse, resentment, and selfishness that constantly threaten to dismantle what we hold dear. The ancient Stoics believed in living with virtue, with a devotion to inner peace, and above all, with an ironclad commitment to self-mastery. In a world consumed by reaction and chaos, the principles of Stoicism urge us toward fortitude and control, even in how we love, trust, and cherish those around us. 1. Understanding what lies within our control. At the heart of Stoicism lies the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher and freed slave, once taught, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us." This principle becomes a foundation in every meaningful relationship we forge. Too often we struggle against the other person, straining against their flaws, pushing them to change in ways that suit our vision. But these struggles serve only to breed resentment and misalignment. To be at peace in our relationships, we must learn to let go of that which lies beyond our reach. We cannot govern another's mind. We cannot force them to understand us, nor can we prevent them from making mistakes. We can, however, govern our responses, cultivate our patience, and deepen our empathy. If we hold this principle close, we free ourselves from the torment of unmet expectations and allow our hearts to embrace the other as they are, imperfect, evolving, yet worthy of our understanding. 2. Overcoming destructive emotions through rational reflection. The Stoics were not devoid of emotion. Rather, they viewed emotions as signals that must be tempered with reason. As Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled with a Stoic heart, wrote, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting." When rage, envy, or frustration stir within us, we are called not to indulge these emotions, but to question them. Why do they arise? What value do they add to our lives, to our bonds? In relationships, these emotions are treacherous weeds, strangling love, compassion, and connection. The Stoic path to freedom is not suppression, but transformation. Instead of fueling anger, we pause, we question. Instead of succumbing to jealousy, we recognize it as an inner reflection of our own insecurities. When we choose to govern ourselves with such clarity, our loved ones find solace and trust in us, for they know we are not subject to the whims of fleeting emotions. In this way, rational reflection becomes the furnace that purifies our spirit, molding us into dependable allies, worthy friends, and steadfast lovers. 3. Practicing empathy and perspective. Taking. The third principle, and perhaps the most profound, is the practice of empathy, a Stoic empathy that sees beyond mere words and actions to the depths of another's soul. Seneca, one of Stoicism's greatest minds, advised, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness." Yet, kindness in the Stoic sense is not born of pity or condescension. It is rooted in understanding, in the relentless pursuit of seeing the world through another's eyes. Imagine, in a moment of conflict, pausing to consider the thoughts, the struggles, the burdens the other person might bear. Imagine using that quiet knowledge not to justify their actions but to stand beside them. This perspective-taking is the essence of Stoic empathy. It tempers our judgment and elevates our compassion. We cease to assume malicious intent and instead seek to understand. We are, after all, deeply flawed, capable of both virtue and vice, and it is this recognition that binds us to one another. Empathy becomes our bridge, a silent oath that we will not abandon those we care about, even when shadows threaten our bond. The path forward. These principles, the discernment of control, the mastery over emotions, and the practice of empathy, are not simple steps, nor are they temporary measures. They are the path of the steadfast, of those who seek not just to exist in this world, but to truly live within it, to make each relationship a sacred act of growth. The Stoics would remind us that the journey of self-mastery is not for ourselves alone, but for the benefit of all whom we encounter. Our strength, our patience, and our depth become a light for others, allowing them to grow alongside us. As we commit to these principles, we may fail, we may stumble, but each misstep is an opportunity to refine ourselves, to chisel away at the weaknesses that keep us from becoming who we are destined to be. Our relationships, like our inner selves, are works of art in progress. And through the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, we find that we are not alone in this pursuit. We walk a path that has been forged by minds of steel and hearts of fire, a path that brings us closer to ourselves, to one another, and to a love that endures the test of time. Let us walk it together, in quiet strength and unyielding compassion, transforming ourselves and in turn the very world we inhabit.